Hello. I'm back again with another discussion. And this time, y'all, I want to talk about a kind of cliche subject asking, can a person really change after hurting you? A lot of us probably have been through some things with trust after someone hurt you, with taking them back and things like that. I do have a story, and some of you, I'm sure, know about some things like that. But I'm just really sitting back, reflecting on some things, the relationships and everything that I've been in, the time invested in those relationships, and I know I'm not the only one that sit back and think, if I have done if I would have done something different or not taken that person back, would it be different? Would my life be different? If kids are involved, would you have kids? Or would your kids' life be different? So, just some things like that to really, you know. So, can a person really change after hurting you? Um, to answer that myself, overall, with the relationships that I've been in, I guess not, because I'm not with those people. Um, and I'm not talking about them in their state now, because I do not know where they are at now with their trust issues and things with other relationships. I'm just going by the times that I were with them, and this was years ago. This is nothing recent or present. Um, I just been thinking about it, because people always say people change, but do they really change, or do they just change temporarily? Once they realize they're losing access to you, that's a big one for me. Some people want, and I'm talking men and women, not just men. Some people, the idea of you losing access to you, um, could trigger them to temporarily change their ways. um, and then what are some of the things that they prove? What are some of the things that you require them to prove to change? Like, is it the apology, how they apologize to you? Is the apology sincere? The consistency after the fact, after that trust is lost for whatever reason, they lost that trust. Are they consistent with what they're doing now? Um, time, does time make it better? Or therapy? I know in some instances, um, during my marriage and in relationship with someone, we went to therapy. Therapy did not work. I guess too, it can depend on the type of therapist you have, and if that person is really invested in helping you. And I guess it depends if that person really want your relationship to succeed. I know one time we went to therapy with someone I was going with. Um that therapist told me, that the relationship that we were in was toxic. At that time we were talking about getting married. Now I know it wasn't sincere, but that therapist told me that, we don't need to be together. It's too toxic, and that's what it is. I think at that time he was saying some things that I did not want to hear. I knew in the back of my mind that we probably should not be together because of all of the things that we were going through. Um, so sometimes a therapist can tell you what you don't want to hear. So at that time, we did not listen, and we ended up being together anyway. And then what about their actions? Is that do their action prove the change to you? I'm more of an action person. You have to show me that you really mean business. I don't want you to just talk about it. Just show me that you're willing to change, and you're not willing to hurt me or stump on my heart. So that's something that's very important to me when it comes to showing your actions, proving that you're changed for the relationship. And then at what point do you stop giving chances? I mean, at what point, how many times does it take um, for that person to hurt you? especially if they keep doing the same thing. I mean, when is it a mistake and when is it just a pattern? Some people tend to, it's okay if you make that one mistake, I would say. One is too many, especially when you love someone, because truly love does not hurt. And it's sad to say that I hear a lot of stories about people making that one mistake and then they go on in their relationship and then they change, for the better. And then, I think 99% of the time they do not, they continue to do that pattern. So when is it a mistake and a pattern? Sometimes if a person continue to hurt you, there's no way that that person really deeply care about you. I think they just don't want to lose their access to you and whatever gain that they're getting out of the relationship. um so because sometimes I think people generally make mistakes and grow from them, but other times I think some people just learn how to hide their behavior better once they figure out, what they did to get caught. So they change how they move and, it prevents them from getting caught. So I also think that love makes people tolerate things normally, um, that are normal people that they wouldn't normally tolerate. If you deeply, deeply love someone, you're going to do everything in your power to try to keep that person. But if that love is not given back to you, then there's no way that it can work. You know, then when there's history, you have kids, you have the time invested in the relationship, emotional attachment. Most of this all stems back to how your emotions, because some people tend to react differently with different emotions. So we kind of tolerate things and then think that things are going to get better with that person. So we continue on. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say, well, I've been with this person an X amount of years and they're going to change eventually, and I'll try it one more time, just one more time. I'll give them a chance one more time, and then that's where the other party feel like you're always hounding them and you're wanting them to change, and all of that stuff that come with it. But you cannot truly change someone unless they want to change. um if they truly love you, they wouldn't hurt you in the first place. So they just would not hurt you. And then sometimes I feel like people change for who they want to change for. um and that's saying where you're in a relationship with someone and you've invested and you've helped this person build up and they hurt you over and over and over again. And then when you see them finally, when they move on and they're with another person, it appears that, they are loving and they're the totally opposite of when they were with you. So that's why I say, some people change for who they want to change for. But then again, like I said, if a person truly loves you, he would not hurt you in the first place. And then, honestly, some people don't miss you, they miss the comfort, they miss the access to you. As I said, they miss the support. Some people are in relationships for different kinds of reason, and the presence that you give them. So, that's the only time they miss you. So can you fully ever trust? Can trust ever fully return after betrayal? I guess I would say. And then, what are some things that actually make a person change? I don't even like that term, make someone change. You can't make someone change. I don't think anybody can truly make someone change. That person has to want to change. Um, I have learned that, no matter what you do or what you say for a person, if they want to change, they're going to change. You're not going to be the person to make them change. They have to really love you and see that they are hurting you in order for them to change. And if they continue to hurt you, then there's no love there. They love the idea of being with you. Um, and then how many chances do you give? Um, how many chances? I know in my situations, I've given multiple chances. I mean, more than twice, more than three times to people that I allowed to hurt me with repeatedly and over and over and over again. Um, the only time I stopped is when I learned to love myself. That's the only, and just got tired of it. That's why when I do talk to or hear about stories with people going back to the person that repeatedly showed them that, they do not care about them, then I say eventually they will get tired of it. They will know their worth. They will know that there's something totally better, no matter how hard it is. When you love that person, it hurts when you have to let them go. It hurts to see them hurt you. It feels terrible. I mean, it makes you literally sick to your stomach to sit and watch someone that you've been investing in and love. For a long time just continue to hurt you. I mean, it's hurtful. So, but once you start to love yourself, it will change. In my situation, being hurt so many times, I hate that it made me a little bit colder when it comes to dating and men at times. That's something that I'm still learning to open up and allow a person to really show that they genuinely want to invest in a relationship with me. But you know, the my past bad relationships have taught me to really love myself. And I really appreciate that part of it. When I say I don't want to say I got anything bad out of the bad relationships that I've been in because I needed that in order for me to learn how to love myself and set those standards and not back down from those standards and really love yourself more than anything. So I just wanted to know some thoughts and everything about that because I do know that some people, us as we're human, if we really love someone, we really want that to work. And, um, you know, it just makes us just why keep going back. So I can't even question a person that keep going back to a person that hurt them because I've been there and done that. So just the honest opinions about that. Yeah. So that's another something that I want to dive in and learn about certain things and learn why people hurt people that they claim to love. There's always an agenda on the other person's part. So I hope you guys have a good night and till next until next time.